So team, if you're ready, looking forward to the presentation. I'll give you the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for being here today with us. It's with great pleasure that we are ending this year's presentation for ASTS. Without no further along, I just want to make you all a question in the room. Who here knows Ryan Crossman? If you know him, raise your hand. Unfortunately, we have 3 people that know it, meaning a lot less than 50%. Well, Ryan Crosser, 2 weeks ago, he established a new world record for the set shot with 23.37 meters. The last record was set in 1990. It's amazing, huh? And even though it's amazing, only 3 people in the room knew him. And that's an issue. Because in the end of the day, our idea and the problem that we are trying to resolve is that in the future, you the fans, you potentially broadcasters, and for the athletes to get better know who is playing in the field of play. So today, that's my objective. I'm Jorge Sousa from Portugal. With me, we have Kaushik Turlapati from India, Ludovica Massa from Italy, and Runchu Chia from China. And without no further along, we will start by looking into the problem statement, and then we'll take a deeper look into the methodology before I pass the word to my colleagues, and they will go through the following phases of the project. So, first things first, what's the problem that we're trying to resolve? We want everybody in this room to know who Ryan is. And to know who Ryan is, the idea from World Athletics is that they can create, and we can create together with them, a digital commentary agent bot. They call it the Athletics Geek Bot, or as we like to call it, the AGB. And the AGB focus on 3 specific things: engaging with fans, online interactions, and then to provide insightful information about the sport itself. How do we do this? By gathering information from several points of contact, to retrieving feedback, looking to create some back-end information through some commentary, and then looking to implement some front-end solutions, visual solutions. How did we do this? Well, we knew that we had a problem and we had a challenge. So we wanted to integrate the design thinking methodology, but not design thinking methodology, a broad one. We wanted one that focused on 3 different points. First, to retrieve an holistic view of the sport. Secondly, that would promote co-creation among all the parts. And thirdly, because this is a solution for the stakeholders, it should be user-centric. How did we do this? First, we went into what we call Discover the Sports fan base phase, where we looked into surveys, looked into interviews, and we tried to provide some information about the needs, the challenges, potential solutions for the sport and for the AGB. My colleague Ludovica will go through it afterwards. Then we look to shape the AGB's user and persona, going into the persona that will be used in the application, in the solution. That will be with my colleague, Kaushik. He will present you what we did there. Kaushik will also present you the way that we program the coding for the AGB, the different algorithms, before we pass the word to Ronchu, that will explain to you the different solutions that we provide in terms of visualization. Without no further along, I will pass the word to our correspondent, I think nowadays in Frankfurt, Ludovica Massa. Thank you.
Good morning and thank you, George. I will now focus on the first step, discovering the sports fan base. Regarding our quantitative analysis, we launched a public online survey with the objective of developing a characterization of World Athletics fan base. Running for a total of 17 days, we retrieved feedback from more than 700 World Athletics followers as we looked to answer 3 questions. Who are the fans? What interests them, and what are their priorities? Among others, we found that sprints, relays, jumps, hard and middle-long distance are the most popular disciplines in athletics. The main age group treated was 25-34, and most respondents labeled themselves as fans, followed by athletes, and lastly professionals. Regarding the respondents' viewing experience preferences, the 21% of users agreed that the most important aspects of the World Athletics event was knowing who is competing and their performance statistics. Other important aspects for the respondents were knowing the real-time comparable with other groups, having access to near to real-time updated statistics of the discipline, knowing who to watch for within the event, and knowing the qualification system. On the project's qualitative research, we ran a series of interviews with 7 of World Athletics stakeholders. We graded the interviews around the topics listed in the slide, so World Athletics engagement pit, World Athletics value and differentiation factors, stakeholders' project expectations, and potential solutions. On the first topic, we found that there is a need to reach the fans who may engage with other sports. Through clear communication channels, which World Athletics currently lacks, according to some interviews. The sport struggles to create stars and to present easy and digestible data to athletics fans and not just to athletics experts or the art fans. As for the values and differentiation factors, although World Athletics has the power to inspire and show how the world of sport is accessible to all, it is difficult for users to follow up on the sport as basic information, as where to watch is not easily perceived. Casual fans only seem to be triggered in rare cases when larger-than-life athletes like Usain Bolt are involved. Regarding the project expectations, interviews expected it will help to increase the number of people following athletics, as there is a need to make the sport more accessible to casual fans, telling them engaging stories and capturing their imagination. Finally, on potential solutions, the platform should be easy to use, adjusted to both fans and the media experience. Especially for journalists, it should help to cover an event from the start to the end, centralizing all needed information in real time. Concluding, from the online survey side, we incorporate the general public's broad points of view, allowing us to build a persona. The interviews allowed us to gather an in-depth perspective from a specific set of stakeholders used to interact with World Athletics. By combining the both sources analysis, then we were capable of creating a persona to be used in developing the AGB, which my colleague Kaushik will now explain to you. Thank you very much.
That was Ludovica talking about the qualitative and quantitative analysis. What I'll be talking about here are more about the numbers and how we use those numbers to come up with the target persona. As you can see from the slide from our online survey, we realized that almost 85% of our survey respondents, they fall in the age bracket of 18 to 54, with almost 55% of them coming from the 18 to 34 age bracket alone. So the 18 to 34 age bracket is also known to be more into social media, and then there are also the ones with a huge online presence, which is why we want to have this bot, and we feel that this bot will be used a lot. And also, World Athletics has 13 disciplines, but then it is not feasible for us to come up with one commentary script that can fit across all the 13 disciplines. And it is also not possible for us to focus on all 13 disciplines now, which is why we have to prioritize on what disciplines we're going to focus on. And through our survey, we realized that overwhelming majority of the respondents, they are interested in these 5 disciplines: sprints, jumps, relays, middle long distances, and hurdles. Which is why we've decided that the automated commentary script that we'll be developing will be focusing on these 5 disciplines. And then one of the challenges that we were also told by the commentators and the broadcasting team is that they really have any time to go through the information of the athletes or their other achievements. So having something like this will probably be very beneficial even to the commentators and the broadcasting team to come up with interesting insights. As you can see here, one of the things that we also are also required to find out are the needs before we can come up with the solution. So after brainstorming with our team, we came up with 12 needs, and then we put it in front of the survey respondents. and then we ended up picking up the five most chosen ones to work upon, and also from the interviews with the broadcasting and the commentary team, we realized that they also had some needs that we had to tackle. Hence, we had five needs coming up from the online service, and then five needs coming up from the interviews. As you can see on the left-hand side, there are five needs which will be trying to tackle through the automated commentary script. And on the right-hand side, there are other five needs which are part of the front-end visual challenges that we'll be proposing. Here we have the indicators. Indicators are nothing but all the different statistics and the information that you can communicate to the fans and the broadcasting team. As you can see here, there are five disciplines, and then there's also transfer section. So essentially, what we are trying to say is that when you want to form a automated commentary script, for instance, if I need an automated commentary script for jumps, so I focused on transversal first. Transversal is nothing but these are the stats or information that are common across the disciplines, and it is not really dependent on any of the disciplines. Which is why you take some indicators from the transversal section, and then you go to the jumps tree, and then you take some of the indicators from there. Eventually, you form a script. In the next slide, what I'll be showing you is the pseudocode for one of the algorithms. So we have two algorithms. One is the algorithm for generating automated commentary script before the event, and one is to have an algorithm that generates an automated script after the event. And so the scenario is that so we are at the beginning of a 100-meter race, and so now how do you generate the automated script for it, right? And also one more thing is that the pseudocode that I'll be showing you is just a part of the entire code. It is not the entire code. It is difficult for us to show you the whole code because it's very big. So what we try to do here is that we take a very small code block, and then we show you that, and then show you the final result. So as you can see here, as I've already explained previously, we are at a 100-meter event, and what this code block essentially does is, if say there are two athletes participating in the 100-meter event from the same countries, it then fetches the information from the database, from the World Athletics database, the information like the countries of the athletes, what happened the last time they met each other, and all the other relevant information, and then it comes up with a final output that looks like this. As I've already mentioned, just as a word of caution, this is not the entire code. This is just a very small code block, and the final result looks something like this. So today's event has athletes from the same country, Usain Bolt and John Blake from Jamaica. So here, what it does is it gets you the who are the athletes who are from the same country, which is what we are trying to communicate to the fans. And then the last time they competed against each other was at the Rio Olympics on 14th August 2016. So here, what you try to communicate is, okay, these are the two athletes from this country, and what happened, and where was the last time they competed. And then the third statement is Bolt outperformed Blake by 0.12 seconds. Bolt finished first in the race while his compatriot finished fourth. So here, what the script does is it fetches the outcome and the positions when they last competed against each other. As you can see here, Bolt outperformed Blake by 0.12 seconds. So it fetches the time and then calculates the difference between the times and then computes it. And also, Bolt finished first in the race, so it fetches the position of both Bolt and Blake, and then says that Bolt finished first in the race while his compatriot finished fourth. So this is the algorithm to generate generate the script before the event. Now, Runchu will continue with the visualization solutions that we propose as part of our solution.
Okay, thank you, Kaushik. So coming to the front-end solution, we aim to use them to address all the 5 needs, and they all follow the real-time principle. That means the users can get to the information as soon as possible. And also they'll have the value for the future initiative to use as the foundation. The 5 needs are value communication for fans to show their love, building stars, transform the participants to world athletic fans, and also to explain the disciplines. So for the first one, to communicate the value, we plan to use some infographic in a separate tab called Our Value, and also those value can be shown on TV during live. And for the second one, for fans to show their love, they can like, share, comment on the content, and to other platform, to their friends and family. And for building stars, in a separate tab, we are going to show some really dominant athlete. For example, like we're going to compare both 100-meter records to some previous records. And that way, people can see how much faster he is. Also, we want to transform some people who are currently physically active and participate a lot in athletic sports, and to world athletics fans, so they can actually sit down to watch the game. In order to do that, we want to use the platform to push out more notification about the World Athletic Game itself, and also some very motivational message. And that way, people can consume more World Athletic content. And the last but not the least is to explain the disciplines. We want to visualize the numbers in the disciplines for those casual fans. For example, pole vaulting is compared to jumping over giraffes, and so like in that way, the audience can have the concept of how high the athlete jumped in a pretty interesting way. And now I pass the floor to George for the final conclusion.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, first things first, my colleagues have been presenting you what we call the 1.0 version. We already started to think about the 2.0. There's no time to waste. So, first things first, needs and preferences. They need to continue on to be reevaluated, reassessed. So, we need to continue on this type of work. Another thing, we only interviewed 7 people from the World Athletics. Next step, we need to interview more people. And not people only from the World Athletics, but people from other federations. We want to hear from athletes. We want to hear from the coaches. We want to hear from the medical staff. We want to hear from everybody that can potentially give us some plus information. Third thing, we only focus on 5 disciplines. Next stage, focus on the rest of them. And try to build on new stars also from those sports, from those disciplines. Then, 145 indicators. Is it enough? Those are almost only focused on athletes. Next stage, let's move into events. Let's move into medicals. Let's try to integrate the more information that we can to provide even more rich algorithms for everybody. And then, last one, if you are implementing a solution, you need to evaluate it. And that's the other part that we are proposing, to have an evaluation framework, to develop some KPIs, to see if effectively this platform, this solution is being successful or not. So, let's wrap up with 6 important points. First one, the sport of athletics is heterogeneous. It's an entire monster in the world of sports. We are speaking about people running, people jumping, people throwing things. So it's important to understand that there are different audiences here. It's also important to understand that for each of these audiences, there is a need to prioritize their needs. Also, as I told, 145 indicators that we use in this first stage. Let's move on. Let's continue to develop more algorithms. Then, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And that's the case of the WebSeas. WebSeas is a platform that already is being used by World Athletics. What we suggest is that use a bundle solution. Put the AGB working already with existing platforms from World Athletics. And then, if you're bundling it with existing platforms from the client, from World Athletics, well, you need to also bundle it with the media channels. And that's for a specific question. Because next time I'll be here with you, that my team will be here with you, when I ask you all who this man is behind me, it's not going to be 3 of you raising your hand. I want to see at least 60%. And those that don't raise your hand, you know straight away where you need to go to learn about the sport, the AGB. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just end up by thanking Michael Broadway, our supervisor, thanking Clay Roberts from World Athletics, and that's a wrap for 2021 for ASTS. Thank you, and now we are open to questions.